It's pretty stupid, though. Why would my audio be removed from there? God. How very stupid. And also, how come you can't monitor your damn like audio and stuff there? What a pain in the royal arse. I guess if you pay for StreamYard, then you get other things, but I don't even think my... That's stupid. How can you delete yourself from the damn stream? I have to add myself back in. I'm using this little shitty laptop, so... I'd assume that... Woo! All right. I don't even think the audio is going to play through. I had always heard your entire life flashes in front of your eyes the second before you die. First of all, that 1 second isn't a second at all. It stretches on forever like an ocean of time. For me, it was lying on my back at Boy Scout camp watching falling stars and yellow leaves from the maple trees that lined our street, or my grandmother's hands and the way her skin seemed like paper. And the first time I saw my cousin Tony's brand new Firebird. And Janie. And Carolyn. I guess I could be pretty pissed off about what happened to me, but it's hard to stay mad when there's so much beauty in the world. Sometimes I feel like I'm seeing it all at once and it's too much. My heart fills up like a balloon that's about to burst. And then I remember to relax and stop trying to hold on to it. And then it flows through me like rain. And I can't feel anything but gratitude for every single moment in my stupid little life. You have no idea what I'm talking about, I'm sure. But don't worry. You will someday. Because the world is round. 23 seconds. I've been live for 23 seconds now. Interesting. So I guess there was an error there. Even though I'm running this thing out of the browser. Because I'm on a laptop right now that kind of sucks. I don't know if this will probably stay as a video on YouTube anyway, right? So it is attached to my YouTube account. I am going like full like audio kind of slave pretty soon. Trying to get into... I need to sign up for that Fiverr account today too. That's something I got to do, but I just wanted to practice doing some audio stuff first. I need to make a demo. So that's going to kind of get in the way of me just like completely setting things up, but you know that you got to start somewhere. So little by little, you know, I'm going to put into this and I'm going to try to make this happen. I got this little thing right here. My hands are killing me from working, like holding the steering wheel all day driving has been such a chore, my body's been beaten up. I need to start working out and stuff too, you know. There's so much potential that lies here, but you got to realize your potential. I should just go on a freaking run right now just to get out there into the wild, but I got to take a shit first. So of course, you know, when you're a big boy, you got to take a shit first. Every time You want to do something. It's always like, oh, let me get this shit out of the way, and that takes time, and then you end up not doing what you want to do. But I'm tired of doing that, man. I'm tired of not doing what I want to do. I'm sitting there at this job, and it's a great paying job, but it abuses your body, and you're there for 12, 13 hours a day, and you end up, giving all your damn time to get this decent money, but you're feeling like you have no sense of accomplishment because every day just starts over. There's nothing that that you can look back on and that you can say, hey, I did something and I reached a certain level of something. Yeah, no, there's nothing like that. It's always just it starts over every single day. So that sense of accomplishment is zero, and it diminishes, and it's just like you still feel like in this day and age too, with all these damn prices going up, you still feel like you're living paycheck to paycheck, which I don't want to feel like that anymore. So I saw this article. I keep talking about that. Saw this article where this girl's making $15,000 a month doing voiceovers, and I know it's not going to be like that overnight for me, but you have to start somewhere. And eventually, if I'm like 50 years old and I'm making that kind of money, I'll give myself like a good 10 years. I'm almost turning 40 here, and in October I'll be 40, and like so, I need to get that thing started, man. I need to get this started because I don't want to be 60 years old still jumping onto a truck and unloading stuff. So I'd rather be at home, just hanging out, sitting in front of my microphone, and just living my dream, man, which was always to be a voiceover artist for cartoons and stuff. I wanted to draw for cartoons. I wanted to do everything, but it sucks because sometimes you don't believe in yourself enough. So that's the way it happened for me. I just didn't believe that I could do it. So I just never invested in myself. Like I bought this microphone and I feel guilty about making the purchase because I haven't been using it. So I was like, what the hell is the point in buying this thing when I haven't put it to use? So that has to give. But then you sit there for hours and start doing research on what you should do, and then the day disappears, and all of a sudden you're back at work again. You're like, oh, I got to do this thing, and it's like this horrible cycle that occurs. Whoop! I keep messing around with this damn thing, throwing it around and stuff, but something to just distract my hands, man, because I'm still not confident enough to believe that somebody will sit here and listen to my bullshit on the internet. And that's something I got to get past. Even with all the success that I had before with my little public access style stream that I was putting on. And, there were other creators that were reaching out to me, to do certain things and join their community, but I've always been a loner, man. I can't join a community like that. For one thing, they were doing all types of content that was Nintendo based and like family friendly oriented stuff, and I was just on a different wavelength, man. I couldn't conform to that whole kid friendly thing. I love, and I would love to have separately, like a channel that was dedicated to that. Like if this voiceover thing ever gets off the ground, then I would do voiceovers for like a cartoon for kids that's strictly for kids. But I still would have to do my raunchy, crazy shit that I do because that's just the natural me. You tell horrible, filthy jokes and and things like that to just get it out there, man. You have little conversations with your friends and that turn into like completely just raunchy, wild rides. And I've done that with the I had my mind mostly on the video games that I was playing before, and like in the background people would be having conversations and I would just chime in and say something pretty I don't know, it was off the wall sometimes, and that's fun shit to do. This is probably a bad time of day to do this. It's like, what time is it right now? And I'm not completely set up. I'm sitting on the floor in the room right now because I don't have a desk yet. So, like I said, I don't invest in the things that I should invest in to get this thing off the ground, because that'd be majorly one of the best things to get. One of those desks that you can actually adjust to go up and down, and you can be in a seated position, or you can be in a standing position. And so when I do want to record, I'll be in a standing position, because when you stand up, your everything just is not so compressed. It's not so compressed where you're. I probably still have the same thumbnail going on, man. I have even I used to go crazy and do these thumbnails. I used to be obsessed with making them look perfect, and I haven't done that recently. I haven't even made my own thumbnails recently. That's how uninspired that I've been lately. Because the whole creative process when you're working as a drone for a corporate entity, you just you go to work every day and you do your job, and then you come home and then you consume media, and then you go and you repeat the process over and over again, and you just all right, I've done my work for the day. But certain people feel fulfilled with that. I don't right now. It's great that I'm paying the bills, help, that me and my lady are paying the bills together, but I need more than that. I need to feel fulfilled with something that I can create. And so I feel like I do a lot of stopping and starting recently. Ever since I stopped completely with the streams, it's been one way to look at me. It's been a long time since I actually was consistent. I didn't stream every day, but there was a span that I had that went on for a little while, that I was consistent, pretty consistent, and I was pretty dedicated to improving, and then I just stopped out of nowhere. Just I lost my job. I didn't. It's not like I lost my job. I just stopped going to my job. I just gave up on everything. So it's been years, man, since I actually was really into it and trying to improve every day. So now I'm like, okay, now my day off has to be dedicated. At least a couple hours worth of that day has to be invested in putting something down, making something happen. So I'm gonna have to do that now. I think I might have to just do a little stream, maybe go for a walk in a little bit, just to stretch out. We're gonna be experiencing some hurricane weather down here, so that might put a halt and complete halt on things. But I really hope that we get an extra day off or something, at least to have a little hurricane party. Whenever there's a hurricane, usually people get together, whether it's a hurricane, a wedding, or a funeral. It's weird because in my family, probably yours too, during a funeral, you see people that you haven't seen in a while. You go out to eat and you reconnect, and then that's usually what happens. You just connect for that short time, and then nobody talks to each other outside of that for years. Then somebody else dies, and then we go through the process again. We're like, hey, we got to hang out more. Who does that? Nobody does that. Nobody just, not in my family at least. They don't just reconnect and stay connected, At least not with me for some reason. But like I said, a lone wolf. And I just realized what time it is. It's almost time to go pick up my kids. So I really don't have time for this right now. We got 11 minutes, 30 seconds, almost. We're gonna go to 12 minutes, and I'll pick this up in a little while. Got to pick up the kids. I got to hold off on taking that dump. You know what I'm saying? I can't take that right now because that's gonna take forever. They're getting out in a few minutes. Streaming to 0 viewers anyway, so I wonder if it shows that that counter on top of the YouTube stream though. I'm not sure. But I do want to do some of this stuff right here where it's going to be recorded. I don't think I'm going to use StreamYard. This is an experiment right here, an experiment gone wrong. And I don't know, I feel like sometimes like my speech patterns too, because of how I grew up and the people that taught me how to speak, they kind of shorten words and they kind of speak very fast and like very just non-proper, very. I come from a redneck background, so hopefully I can fix that. I need to start watching some Downton Abbey or something like that so I can really pick up on those those proper speech patterns. Almost broke my damn phone with this thing. 13 minutes, that's the lucky number. We're going to end the broadcast. Good afternoon, good evening, and buenas noches. Oh, I thought I hit it. So, no, there's another prompt that comes up. So, see ya.